Hey everyone, welcome back to the Chill English Podcast. I'm Brian.
And I'm Lily. Thanks for joining us today. If you've ever had your heart broken, or wondered why love sometimes feels like a trap instead of a blessing, this episode is for you.
Yeah, we're diving into something real today, something that hits almost everyone at some point. Why do we fall in love with the wrong person?
It sounds like a sad question, but it's not just about heartbreak. It's about growth, about patterns, about learning how to love ourselves enough to choose better.
Exactly. We're not here to judge anyone, because let's be honest, both of us have made some pretty questionable choices in love, haven't we?
Oh, 100%. Been there, done that, cried into the pillow. But looking back, every wrong person taught me something right about myself.
So today, let's talk honestly. Why do we keep getting drawn to people who aren't good for us? Is it our heart, our past, or just bad luck?
And more importantly, how can we break the cycle and start choosing love that actually feels like love?
Stay with us. Whether you're in love, healing from it, or swearing it off for good, this one's for you.
You know, Brian, I still remember my first big heartbreak. I was so sure he was the one. He made me laugh, said all the right things, but deep down, something always felt off.
I get that. It's like your heart is on fire, but your gut keeps whispering, this doesn't feel safe. But we ignore it, right? Because love feels good until it doesn't.
Exactly. I kept trying to fix things, to fix him, but he didn't want to be fixed. He didn't want to grow. And I lost myself trying to save someone who didn't even want to be saved.
That hits deep. I had something similar. I was with someone who made me feel like I was never enough. I kept giving more, hoping one day she'd see my worth. Spoiler alert, she didn't.
Yeah, that feeling of chasing someone's approval. It's exhausting, but so many of us do it. We fall for people who reflect our insecurities back to us, not our potential.
Right. And we confuse that chaos with passion. We say, it's complicated, as if that's a good thing. But sometimes, love isn't supposed to be a roller coaster. It's supposed to be peaceful.
Peace. I love that. But when you've never had peaceful love, you don't even recognize it when it shows up. That's why we keep going back to what feels familiar, even if it hurts.
Let's be real. How many of us have said, I know they're not right for me, but I can't walk away?
Probably. Way too many. And the question is, why?
That's what we're unpacking next. Why we fall in love with the wrong person. The reasons might surprise you. Alright, let's get into it. Why do we fall for the wrong person, even when the red flags are waving right in front of us?
Reason number 1. We fall for potential, not reality. You see someone's charm, their sweet moments, and your mind fills in the blanks. They could be amazing if they just changed this one thing.
Oh yeah, the fixer mindset. Like, they're not bad, they just need a little healing, a little time, a little love. But that's dangerous, because we end up in love with who they could be, not who they actually are.
Exactly. And here's the hard truth. It's not your job to build someone into the right person. Love is not a project.
Okay, second reason, fear of being alone. Sometimes we stay because the idea of being single is scarier than staying in a bad relationship. Even if deep down we know it's not right.
Loneliness can make even the wrong arms feel like home. But let me ask you this. What's lonelier than being with someone who doesn't truly see you?
Damn, that's real. Here's another big one. Unhealed wounds from the past. Childhood stuff, old heartbreaks, abandonment. All of it can shape what kind of love we think we deserve.
Yes, we repeat patterns that feel familiar, not necessarily healthy. If you grew up around chaos, you might associate it with love. So when peace shows up, you think it's boring.
And that brings us to reason number 4, low self-worth. If you don't believe you're worthy of something better, you'll keep settling for less. You'll think, well, maybe this is the best I can get.
Oof, That hits hard. But it's true. Sometimes the problem isn't them. It's the fact that we don't know how to love ourselves yet.
And look, we're not judging. We've both been there. But the good news is, once you see the pattern, you can start breaking it.
Yes, awareness is the first step. Because once you start healing, you stop chasing people who don't know how to love you.
And that's when you open space for someone who doesn't need fixing, someone who just fits.
Alright, so we've talked about the why. But now let's talk about the how. How can we stop falling into the same trap?
Tip number 1. Get to know yourself deeply. If you don't understand your own wounds, fears, and triggers, you'll keep falling for people who match those patterns. Healing starts with awareness.
Yes, journal, reflect, go to therapy if you can. Ask yourself, why did I stay in that past relationship? What was I afraid of? Self-honesty is powerful.
Tip 2. Don't ignore red flags just because you're lonely. If something feels off, it probably is. Trust your gut. It's smarter than your heart sometimes.
And on the flip side, don't overlook green flags. Some of us are so used to drama, we run away from someone who's actually kind and consistent. Learn to recognize healthy love when it shows up.
Tip 3. Set clear standards. Not impossible checklists, but real, non-negotiable values. Like respect, kindness, communication. Don't bend on those just because you feel chemistry.
Yes, chemistry can lie, but the character doesn't. Ask yourself, does this person make me feel safe? Or do they make me question my worth?
Tip 4. Take your time. Fast love often burns out fast. Let people show you who they really are over time. Don't rush just because it feels exciting.
And finally, love yourself first. The more you love and respect yourself, the less you'll tolerate anything that feels like confusion, pain, or chaos.
Because real love shouldn't hurt all the time. It should feel like peace, even in the hard moments.
And if you've been stuck in a cycle, it's never too late to break it. Healing isn't linear, but every step counts.
We're rooting for you. You deserve a love that feels like home, not a battlefield. All right, Lily, it's time for vocabulary time. Let's help our listeners learn some useful words from today's episode.
Great idea, Brian. Let's start with toxic relationship. That's a relationship that's harmful or unhealthy, where being with someone causes more pain than happiness.
Yeah, I've seen that a lot. And then there's red flag. That's like a warning sign, something that tells you there could be problems ahead.
Exactly. And sometimes people settle in relationships. That means they accept less than they really want or deserve, because they're scared to be alone or hope things will get better.
Right. And all of this comes back to something really important, self-worth. That's how much you value and believe in yourself.
When you know your self-worth, you won't settle for toxic love or ignore red flags. You'll choose what truly makes you happy.
Perfect. Try using these words when you talk about relationships. It'll help you express yourself better in English and in life. Wow, Lily, what a deep conversation today. Love really is complicated, isn't it?
Really is, Brian. But I think the biggest lesson is this: we all deserve love that lifts us up, not tears us down.
Exactly. Falling for the wrong person is painful, but it's also a chance to learn more about ourselves.
And remember, love isn't just about finding someone. It's about growing as a person, healing old wounds, and building a life where you feel safe and happy.
If you're stuck in a confusing or painful love story, take heart. Healing takes time, but every step forward is a victory.
And most importantly, never lose sight of your worth. You are worthy of real, steady, peaceful love.
Oh, and don't forget, we've put together a free PDF guide with today's key tips and reflection questions. You can find the link in the episode description to download it.
Thanks for joining us today. If you enjoyed this episode, please share it with someone who needs it.
And don't forget to subscribe for more real talk about life, love, and everything in between.
Take care of yourself and your heart.
Bye everyone. Stay strong and stay kind.